So yesterday we have seen the database design fundamentals. So we'll go more deeper into it. So points to remember while creating database. So right now, if you see every day new apps are coming. Even though you are feeling as if it's an app, example, if you take GPay, Google Pay, Paytm, etc., it looks like a very small app. Swiggy, Zomato, but the customer base is very huge. It's not anymore small shops like concepts. All are big companies with turnovers of several crores. So the customers will be huge. So to store that much huge data, definitely we require some software like SAP or big data. So maximum people are preferring SAP because of its features. So we have to create some app, that means some screen where the user can interact, where the data will be stored. So definitely behind the app is database. So first you should understand how to design the database. So already you have seen rule 1, never create a single table to maintain the data. So what will happen here? Data duplication will come. So in the software terminology, we call it as data redundancy. Data redundancy. So what is data redundancy? Repetition of data. So as the junk data increases, the data retrieval will become slow. Second one, never create too many tables. Too many tables to store the data. Maintenance becomes costly. So what is maintenance? What is maintenance? Example, if you write one program, if you write one program, so let's take this case. If you created one table, some table 1. Now, minimum to minimum, we require 2 programs, minimum. One program to save the data and another program to retrieve the data. So if you create one table, minimum one program to save the data, one program to display the data. So I require 2 programs here minimum. Similarly, one more table if you create, again, one program to save minimum, one program to display minimum. Now to print etc., we require some more programs. So minimum to minimum, as the tables increases, the number of programs will get doubled. If you see the overall package will increase. Whenever you download any software, you will look at the MB, how much MB it is taking. If it is very huge, you will definitely think twice to download. And suppose if you download in a small mobile, everyone won't have 120 GB, 150 GB mobiles. So if you see the size of WhatsApp, etc., Facebook app, etc., how much size it will have? Very less size in MBs, not in GBs. But if you create multiple tables, automatically the size of the program will increase. So maintenance of the program will increase. So if any bugs comes, more the programs, more the bugs. More bugs means more issues the developer has to fix. We have to pay the developers. So maintenance cost increases. That's what we say. Maintenance become costly. So both are contradicting to each other. So this topic we have seen in degree or PG or engineering also, but you might have left it for choice. In the database design, it's a theory subject. So there is something called as normalization. In the normalization, we teach you this one. So how to analyze the data and decide how many tables are required. So third, when we split the data into multiple tables, every table should have unique identifier. We call it as a primary key, also called as unique key. So note, in SAP, We cannot create table without a primary key. Without a primary key, we cannot create a table. It's a must. Note, primary key need not be a single field. In SAP, maximum of 16 fields can be part of key field. So can be the part of the key field. Next point we have seen, whenever we split the data into multiple tables, then at least one common field should be maintained in both the tables. Nothing but we call this as a table link for relations. So we have to see something called as primary foreign key relations. So table link for relations. So definitely we require these things. These are the points you have to remember. So yesterday I have just introduced. On day one, I don't want to make a big scenario and make you confused. So yesterday I've taken a small scenario and done. So what is the scenario? So what I want is I want to store personal details of a employee. So employee name, employee country, employee city, employee gender, employee phone number, employee age, etc. or employee address, etc. Along with that, I want education details. I want to store his education details. Whenever you join any company, first thing is in the interview, they will ask you to submit all your education certificates, 10th to PG. So they have to store that information somewhere. They don't store. Earlier days, they used to keep in a file and used to put in a storeroom. Nowadays, no one is doing that. So they have to save in the database. So education details, his experience details, how many years of experience he has, etc. His designation details, his attendance details. So whenever the client explains you the requirement, now the end user or the client don't know anything. In a project, what happens in a project? Whenever we deal with a project, a company, when we say company, it's the combination of departments. Example, HR department, sales department, purchase department, finance department, etc. So some client, XYZ client, let's take ICICI Bank, Andhra Bank, Nestle, whatever you want, take the client. They are doing the business, some business they are doing. Now they want to automate their business. Earlier days, they used to maintain everything in some books or some third-party softwares. Now they are growing big. So they want some big software to maintain bulk data. So they want to go for an upgrade of their system. So now what they will do, they will reach out to some companies. And those companies are called as consulting firms. Now in the consulting firms, what you do? These companies are like IBM, Accenture, etc. IBM, Accenture, Capgemini, whatever you want to take many companies are there. Now you will be working in this type of companies. Let's assume you are working here. So now they reach out to you saying that I want to automate my business. Can you please give a solution? They will only say I want to automate my business, give a solution. And they will explain the requirement. How they will explain the requirement? The HR team will explain the requirement to HR functional. Now the functional team will prepare a document. And we call that as functional specification. In that, what they will do? They will explain in English statements. What it is, the client is maintaining the employees. So what information they are maintaining? They are maintaining this information. So they want some tables to store this data. So now the client don't know about anything about tables. The functional team don't know anything about the tables. How many tables will come, etc. It's not their work. It's not the functional team work. They will gather the requirement from the client and give it to you. Now it's your responsibility to create a table. Developer's responsibility is to create a table or tables. So if this is the requirement, how many tables you have to create? So because after you join the company, you have to create the table. So in the interview, we'll give you some small scenarios. This is a very low complexity scenario. We'll give you this and say, okay, how many tables will you create? So let's analyze this. So definitely not one table. Definitely not one table. Yesterday we have seen, because every day we have to take attendance. Every day we have to take attendance. So we will never store the data into a single table. We will divide the data into master tables and transaction tables. So now I am creating one table, master table, say employee master table, and I will put whatever is fixed. Whatever is fixed, I will put it. Now employee attendance table, employee attendance table. I will put date, attendance. Now every table should have a unique identifier. Every table should have a unique identifier, primary key. So for this table, I am taking one unique identifier called as employee ID and making that as the key field. Employee ID and making this as the key field. When we make any field as a key field, in that column, there won't be any duplicates. It won't allow any duplicates. Now, coming to the attendance, whenever we split the data into multiple tables, at least one common field should be there. Now, common field, whatever you want, you cannot take. So the common field, preferably the key field, employee ID, preferably the key field. So this is one table. Now, some companies are happy with this. Employee, date, and attendance. So what is a key field here? So I'm going to one more tab and here. So attendance table, I can create it like this. Which employee ID? On which date? What attendance? I can create a table like this. Now in SAP, we cannot create a table without a key field. So definitely we have to create a key field. So for the first person, I will give this scenario and ask, okay, if this is the table I have to create, what will be the key field? Now definitely we cannot take employee ID as only the key field, because employee 1 on 1st August we are taking attendance and present. On 1st August present. Again we have to take attendance of this guy on 2nd August also. So employee 1 on 2nd August, if you try to enter this like this, it will throw error. In this column, it won't allow duplicates. So already employee 1 is there. So it won't allow employee 1. So if you take only employee as a key field, it won't allow duplicate values. So key field need not be a single field. Key field can be combination of multiple fields. So as of now, I'm taking these two fields as a key fields. Now the system won't consider only one field. It will consider these two as single field. My system will consider these two as a single field. Now if you see, 1st August is different, 2nd August is different. Both are different. Now in general, in real time, we don't maintain the data like this. On 1st August is present, on 1st August is absent. We don't take 2 attendance per day. They won't be like this. So in general, on 1st August, what is? On 2nd August, what is? On 3rd August, what is? Like this, we will take the attendance. 3rd August, we will take the attendance. So in this table, these two fields are the key fields. But now, if you decide that this is a company private organization, if this is the private organization, like let's assume it's a software company. Now in a software company, the attendance will be taken with how many hours the resource is working. It's not only present or absent. In a government office, okay, the person is coming, he has to come at 9 o'clock, but they will come at 11 o'clock also, no one will question them. If they have to leave at 6 o'clock, they leave at 4 o'clock also, no one will question them. Half of the people, whenever they want, they will take a leave. But in private organization, it is not like the strict timing. If you are late by 15 minutes or half an hour, your half salary will be cut. So I want to track at what time he is coming and what time he is leaving. Indirectly, if you take a company like Infosys or Accenture, Infosys says 9 hours 15 minutes is a must. An employee should stay in the office for 9 hours 15 minutes for sure. Now, if you take Accenture, 9 hours 45 minutes. From this table, how can I get it? I can't get it. So we will create the table like this: employee ID, date, time in, time out. At what time he is coming, at what time he is leaving. Employee D1, example, employee D1 on 1st August. He came at 9 o'clock to office and left at 18 hours. Okay, in 24 hours format we will save it, because if you save it in 9 hours 12 hours format, again evening 9 o'clock he is leaving. Let's assume evening 9 o'clock he is leaving. 9 o'clock minus 9 o'clock, it will get confuse me. So that's the reason we will store in 24 hours format. So now 9 o'clock is coming and 18, that means 6 o'clock is leaving. This looks fine. So for the first person who come for the interview, I will give this scenario and ask what's the key field. For the second employee, person who comes for the interview, I will ask this scenario. Now if you are creating this table, what will be the key field? Anyone? Anyone?
Employee ID and timing.
Employee ID and time in. Let's assume you are taking employee ID and time in as the key field. Employee ID, time in as the key field. Now employee ID 1, today he came at 9 o'clock. Employee 1 next day also is coming at 9 o'clock, but you are saying yesterday you came at 9 o'clock, so today you can't come at 9 o'clock. Duplication. Data duplication won't allow these two as a key field. So 9 o'clock is already there. That means on 1st August he came at 9 o'clock. On 2nd August also he came at 9 o'clock. So you are telling that no, you already came at 9 o'clock, you can't come at 9. So let's assume next day is coming at 9:05. Again next day, if he comes at 9:05, my system won't allow. So ultimately like this, if you keep on delaying 10 minutes or 5 minutes every day, so by 30 days, 30 minutes late. So he has to come to office at 9:30. He is coming at 9 o'clock, but my system won't allow. My system will only allow after that time is over. 9:30 only it will allow. So what is this? So this is wrong. Next attempt.
Date should be also included.
So date should also be included. 3
Yes.
fields. Sure?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Yes. Because employee 1, employee 1. Let's assume if I take only these two. Here I am taking 2 fields. Here also I take 2 fields. Let's assume. Employee 1 on 2nd August. He came at 9 o'clock and left at 1 o'clock for lunch or something. Again he is coming back on the same day at 2 o'clock. Possibility. If you come to the software, half of the people every 1 hour they will go out for something, either for cigarette, etc., and come back in. Swipe in, swipe out, swipe in, swipe out. So how many times he swipe in, that many times we have to take the attendance. If you take these 2 fields as a key fields, your table won't take multiple attendance, but we should take multiple attendance of the employee. How many times is going in, how many times is coming up. So we have to take these 3 fields as a key fields. Now, one person said, sir, in the previous attendance table, you said 2 fields are key fields. Here you are saying 3 fields as key fields. That's how you have to analyze based on the scenario. This is scenario 1, this is scenario 2. In the scenario 1, some companies will only ask whether it's present or absent. Some companies will ask track the time. Now for this table also, I am taking 3 fields as key fields. Then what happens? Employee 1 on 3rd August present. Again, I am taking attendance. Employee 1, 3rd August, absent. Now, when I am paying the salary, I will get confused which one to consider, present or absent. On the same day, he cannot be present, he cannot be absent. So, for some tables, if you take extra field as a key field, it will create a mess. So, in this scenario, we should not take extra field as a key field. We should take only these two fields as a key fields. These two fields as a key fields. Only two fields will be the key fields. But in this scenario, three fields will be the key fields. So these days, even the government companies are also planning to implement this rule. But government employees are opposing it. But still, if not today, tomorrow they will put this. So better ideal one. Ideal one is this table. So I am putting attendance table like this. So now how many tables came into picture? As of now, two tables. As of now, two tables. Now, one employee can have how many educations? One employee, when he join the company, he will be definitely having 10th degree PG minimum. Those are minimum. So you will be submitting education details. So you have to submit education details. One employee, let's assume one employee has done 10th. One employee has done inter. One employee has done BSc. One employee has done MSc. Employee 1 has done 10th inter BSc MSc. Now if you store in this table, what is happening? We have to maintain all the four. So because of these four, remaining is repeating. We should not repeat the data. Because of this extra field, it is repeating again and again and again. So what we generally do, we will remove this from here. Because if I remove this, then I can maintain only employee one's master data once. But because of education, it is repeating. So I'll create one more table, employee education table. Now I can't put education in this table. Every day I won't say he has done 10th, he has done inter, he has done MSc, like this I won't maintain. So I should not maintain this again and again and again. Only once I should maintain. So employee ID 1. If you see my education qualifications, I have done 10th. I have done inter. I have done BSc electronics, MSc electronics. Then I have done my MCA in distance mode. Then I have done my MBA. So why I have done these many PGs? Because when I was in MSc electronic, when I was in the BSc, I tried my MCA seat, but at that time the number of seats are very less and I am not good in studies. So I got a very big rank, 50,000 rank. So 50,000 rank is a huge rank. Only 3,000 seats were there at that time. So I didn't got the seats. So I am forced to study MSc. So, but at that time, companies used to say that minimum one computer degree should be there in their subject. Now, in my electronics also, physics electronics. So companies might not consider me at that time. So Infosys first rule, if you have computer degree in your education only, I will take, else I won't take. But later, the number of projects are coming more, they didn't got the resources. Now they are taking all degree people. But in the starting only, MCA or BTech computers only used to work on software starting 20 years back. But now any degree people are taking. So at that time, I thought it will be advantage if I have a computer degree. So I did my MCA. Once I joined my company, the IBM has sponsored my MBA. Company sponsor you. So my company has sponsored my MBA. So I did my MBA. These are my education qualifications. Now, when I submit these education qualifications, whenever I go to any company, I will submit all. So my company has to store all these educations. So one employee can have multiple educations. There is no limit. Now, from which college or university? Because the company has to go for an inquiry. So if you store only this, from which college, what is the year of pass, where is all those? So in the education table, the user is saying I want to store education. But when we say education, automatically employee, which employee ID, what education, which college or university. Either you have to give the college name or university name. Example, after your engineering or PG, you might have filled the forms. In the forms, what you are filling? Definitely your education, and then in which college or university you are doing, what is the year of pass, and what is the percentage. So whenever we come to education, compulsory we have to maintain this, compulsory. So for this, I have to create one more table. To store education details, I have to create one more table. Now, the companies will go to these colleges or universities. Say example, I have done this in Andhra University. So the companies will go to the Andhra University for verification. Now, if this is the table I have to create, what is the key field? Anyone? If you are telling wrong, also not a problem. Give an attempt. Remove that fear from your brain. Whatever you feel correct, tell it. What will be the
Employee ID, education, college or university.
now? If you are correct, if I am taking these three fields as a key fields, now employee one, employee one, 10th, 10th from X school, Y school. Will I will I do 10th two times? Will I do 10th three times? Yes or no?
No.
No. If you take one extra field as a key field, some cases you are doing wrong data entry also, it will take it. It should not take it. It should throw error. Boss, already you have entered 10th education. No need to maintain 10th education once again. So never take extra field as a key field. If you take one field extra as a key field, your program will go wrong. If you do the wrong data entry, one person is doing the data entry wrongly, he saved. Again, he's correcting it. One more entry will get created. Multiple entries. Now I am getting confused which is the right one. Because when you fill the form, you are only seeing the screen. The background tables you won't see. In the background, how it is stored? Three times it is stored, which is wrong. So here, in general, ideal, we don't do the same degree again. We don't do the same degree once again. So ideally, what we take is these two
University.
fields. This is not a key field. Key field not required. 1 minute, hold on. These two fields are the key fields. Now, if you do wrong data entry also, it will throw error. Boss, already you have maintained 10th education. So it won't allow these two. Now let's assume, sir, one person can do double degree. Yes, he can do double degree. Now he has already done BSc or BA English. Let's assume employee 2 has done BA English. He won't do BA English once again. He will do BA some other philosophy or something. Education will be different. No person will do MCA two times, BTech two times, etc. If you do it two times also, only the latest one is considered. The old one will become void. It won't be valid. So we are assuming that one person will do one education at one time. So these two fields as the key fields are enough. So for education table, these two fields will come as a key field. Now, now I feel that earlier we started with one table is enough, but we have three tables right now. Now come to the experience. Even in our father's age, if a person joins in one company, whether it's a government company or a private company, lifelong he used to stay in the same company. But nowadays it's not like that. The people are jumping average. Average is 3 years. For the iteration rate is average of any person is 3 years. For every 3 years, average people are jumping. So when we store the experience, we have to store his complete experience details. Okay, I have 15 years of experience. Fine. My company has to verify. My company has to verify this 15 years is real or not. So they have to go to some companies. Which companies they have to go? So I have to store my experience details somewhere. Experience details. Example, if you see my career, so I have started my career with IBM. Then I have shifted to Satyam. Then I have shifted to Accenture. Then I shifted to Rockwell. Then I shifted to Stefanini. Right now I am working for this company. Now, now I'm all planning to jump again, because if you stay in one company, so in the market in general, when you are in the same company, let's assume you are in IBM, every year the appraisals will be 2%, 3%, 5% maximum. So every year only 5% of salary will be increased. But whenever we jump, minimum 30 to 40% hike you will get. So for better career perspective means for better salary, because the software term is very less. Now, like our father says, we won't get the government pensions, etc. Government, we are not government jobs. So when we are working, we can save as much, we should save as much as possible. So more money, we can save some money. That's what we say. So for money, for every 2 3 years, we'll jump. So this is my experience certificates. Now I have to store everything. I have to store everything. So which employee ID, in which company, how many years I have stayed, experience table. I have to create one experience table, so that so that I can, in that company, what is my employee ID? In that company, what is my employee ID? Because they will go for the company, they will go to IBM. The new company will go to IBM and verify whether this employee ID has worked or not. Cross check, what we call as cross check. So whenever I join a new company, I will submit all this. So if this is the table I have to create, what will be the key field?
Present company employee ID and previous company employer ID.
Now let's assume this is EID, this is company ID. Now my present company employee ID is 1. Now previous company employee ID is 1. Bad luck, here also 1, here also 1. In the next company, in IBM my employee ID is 1. In Axon also my employee ID is 1. Then what happens? Because in every company
There
the
is no
numbers will
table.
start from 1 to 3. But it can be possible, right? In every company the employee ID will start with 1. So if this is the case, if you take these two fields as a key fields, it won't allow. Gone.
Company also we can take it.
Now, when you are taking these, this is enough, right? Why you want to take one more extra? Rule 1, simple rule. You should take as minimum keys as possible. If you take more keys, the program complexity and the loops will become more. Try to concentrate, try to make sure you are taking as minimum key as possible. First preference is always taking one field as a key field. But if I take one field as a key field, it won't work. Now, let's assume you are saying employee ID, company ID. Let's assume this is correct. Now, employee ID 1 in IBM, I have worked for 2 years in with the ID 1. Now again, I joined the company after few years. Again, I joined the company after few years. Employee 1, IBM, they gave the same employee ID. Because I'm old employee, they have reactivated it. So they gave the same employee. Now, it won't allow. Your table is saying, sorry, you already work for IBM. Don't go to IBM once again. I can go. I can work in the same company multiple times. Because earlier I didn't had a fight and go. Because of career perspective, I left the company and went to Satyam. And when I went to Satyam, the Satyam crisis happened. So at that time, I got offer from two companies, Accenture and IBM. I got the offers once again. My manager said, "Okay, come back to me. I will take you. We require your. We have a new project. We want resources." But they gave me offer in Calcutta. I don't want to go to Calcutta. I want to come to Hyderabad. So I choose Accenture. But if I have taken IBM, this will be my experience. Your table won't allow. So choosing a key field is always the challenge. And always note to make our program and tables simple, we have to choose our table fields. wisely. Sir, end user didn't told, sir. End user don't know about the troubles of creating a table. So he is telling his requirement. Now to solve his requirement, you can add whatever fields you want. You can add. Example, if I create the table like this, which employee ID, which company, from date, to date, and the company ID. Now employee 1 in IBM, say 2006, 0303 2006, some date, to 0303 2008, some 2008. Then employee 1 shifted to one more company on some date, 0304 2008, to some. So don't look at the typing, typo mistakes will be there. Now again, employee 1 can come to IBM again when, say, in 2010 or somewhere he can come. He can come. Possibility is there. So a person can work in multiple companies. So if I take these three fields as a key fields, it will be more simple. Which person, if I subtract these two, I will get how many years he has worked. So I want number of years he worked. If I subtract these two, now here I gave you the hint also here. How I am getting how many hours he worked. I can get with the time difference, how many hours he worked. Now how many years he worked, with the date difference I can get. Now my table key fields will be these three fields as a key fields. These three fields as a key fields. So now if you see, we started with one table and we got these many tables. These many tables. So the challenge is always identifying how many tables are required. So now what happened? I am removing this field also from the list. So experience also I am removing from the list. I removed experience. So now I will create one table for this. Master table, transaction tables. All these are transaction tables. Now I have to create the relations. Relations, primary, foreign key relations. Until we know how many tables needs to be developed, we cannot define the relations properly. So to understand the relations, first we have to analyze the data carefully. So this is the first point you have to remember. So we will take the entire data into one and assume that okay, one table is enough. And once you do the data entry for all scenarios, you will understand which one is repeating. Because of attendance, all were repeating, so I removed the attendance. Next, because of education, one employee can have multiple educations, so educations are repeating, so I removed the educations and created separate table. Then because of experience, again my employee is, because one person can have multiple experiences, so it is repeating once again, so I removed that from the table and kept in another table. Like this, analyze one by one field and come to the conclusion. So once the analysis is done, we can start creating a table. Okay, so now I'm just introducing how to create a table. Tomorrow we'll go deeper into the table design, just giving an introduction. So this is what yesterday, whatever we have done, today I've revised it again with bit more detail. Some more issues will come, so some more tables will come, which we'll be seeing in the coming classes. For one scenario, for this scenario, minimum 8 to 9 tables will come. What are those extra tables we'll be seeing in the coming classes? Everything on one day, it will go over your head. You cannot digest it. So slowly we are moving. So now, whoever got registered, Sarath or Nani. So in general, I call him Nani. The Sarath will be forwarding you the link, software link. What we call it as SAP GUI. SAP GUI. And its installation steps. And they will give you the IP address. Example, somewhat like this. They will give you the IP address somewhat like this. To which IP you have to connect. So the lab server IP they will give you. So what you have to do is, once you install, it's like a simple next software. Next. So once you double click on it and click next, suppose your system is having old version of Java components and .NET components, it will ask you to download those latest one. So it will take at least, depending on your system speed, some 20 minutes to 30 minutes it will take. So once you install that, you will get an icon like this, SAP logon pad. Whether you are using Windows 10, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Mac, whatever may be the software, what OS you are using, you will see this icon, SAP logon icon. Once you log in, once you double click, you will see a pop-up like this. Now inside that, you won't see anything. You will see a blank. Already I've added multiple systems here, so I'm seeing multiple systems. But what you will do is, you will see like this blank. So once you get the blank system, what you can do is, you can say new item. New item, I want to add a new item. So this pop-up will come. Simply say next. Simply say next. And give your description, whatever you want to do. My lab system, whatever you want. Or my institute name is Index IT system. Whatever you want, you give it. So I'm calling it as my lab system. Then whatever IP they gave you, give that IP address. As of now, I'm giving some dummy IP. Then they will give you the instance number 11, system ID. So they will give you this one, all the three they will give you. No need to give anything in the router string. So to connect, these three are important. So give these three and click finish. So my lab system. Then automatically you will see that my lab system. Now once you double click it, it will open. But because I have given some dummy IP, it won't open. So I'm opening the lab system. Double click. Now on the same system with the same logon pad, I'm connecting to my office system also. My current project is Fareva. If you see Fareva. So in real time also we do the same thing. So whatever system we are providing is a similar system like real time. So log on to that Index IT system, double click. They will give you unique user ID password. So give your user ID. My user ID is Srinivas and my password. And log on language. Log on language. So in the log on language, no need to give anything. So by default, it will take me to English. It will take me to English. I'm not giving anything. It will take me to English. Enter. So this is the SAP logon pad. SAP easy access screen. Whoever is using SAP will log on to this screen, whether it's a basis guy, whether it's a SD guy, whether it's a MM guy, they will log on to the system. And from here, we can go to the branches. So this is like favorite menu, like regularly used things we can add it here. Example, as an abapper, I will go to the tools, workbench, development tools. So I will go to this development tools. And then I will go to the dictionaries to create a table. If I want to create a program, I will go to abap editor. ABAP editor. If I am a functional, I will go to these areas. If you see logistics, accounting, human resource, etc. So now go to this ABAP editor, and we can create a table. Sorry, program. Go to ABAP dictionary, we can create a table. Go to ABAP dictionary, we can create a table. Now, let's assume a baby girl in Muslim family. Now I want to naming ceremony. So Sita, Geeta, Radha, Sharmili, Ajabin. Now out of these five names, what names they will choose? Anyone?
Mehajabin.
Ajabin.
Mehajabin.
Why? Why not Sita, Geeta? So in Quran, is it written that they should not use Hindu names? John T. Rhodes named her daughter India because he likes India very much. He named her daughter India. John T. Rhodes' daughter name is India. It's a country name, no sir. There is nowhere written that we should not keep this name. Name can be anything. But in general, our community, our community has decided, okay, Muslim names be like this, Hindu names will be like this. So by seeing the name itself, we can identify whether it's a Muslim or Hindu. But these days, people are changing. So they are, even the Muslims people are also keeping Rahul, etc. Some general names. So, but olden days in general, if we speak by seeing the name, we can identify. Now, if you come to Hindu, in Hindus, we'll have something, some name XXX Sastri, XXX Chaudhary, XXX Gupta. By seeing the name, I can identify the caste also because they will add a tail to it. So every community has one naming standards, naming conventions, what we call. Similarly, every project will have some rules. So whenever you join any company, your team lead will give you the rules, the standards to be followed. So whenever you join the company team lead in your project, whoever is your team lead, he will guide you. What are the namings you have to follow? So here we are following the rule of Z. All my programs, what I am creating, should start with Z. And this Z is called as customer namespace. Customer namespace. What is your customer namespace? If someone asks you what is your customer namespace, in real time, to check whether when you come for the interview, to check whether you are having real time or not, we'll ask this type of questions. What is the customer namespace you are using right now? Now right now in my current project, I am using /Dow /. I am working for Dow Chemicals, so my project's name start with this one. Whatever I create should start with this. Now my previous project /Mars /. So my project namespace is /Mars /. Similarly, your naming standards are as of now Z. Whatever you are creating should start with Z. If you don't start with Z, I am starting with some other name. My system won't allow to create. My system won't allow you to create. Give the access key, and we won't give you the access key. We won't give you the access key. So if you start with Z, it won't ask any key. So my system is configured to start with Z. Z test table. So whatever table we have analyzed, so screen one, what is the step one? Any table. All these four tables we will create here only. Data dictionaries, abap dictionaries. Then starting with Z, any name you want, you can give. Table 1. Only rule is 1Z. Rest all my employee table. Spaces are not accepted. So wherever you want a space, you can give underscore. So only rule is Z. Rest all can be your wish. Create. Screen 1. First screen. Screen 1. Create. Employee table. So if you see here in screen 2, in screen 2, in screen 1, screen 1, we are giving the name of the table. Screen 2, We have to give delivery class. As of now, A. A means application. So you are telling that I am using this table in application. More details about what is A, we'll see tomorrow. So we have to see what is the purpose of this delivery class. So more details we'll see tomorrow. And here, display maintenance. Allow. Allow. So when I say allow, indirectly I'm telling allow the user to do the data entry and display. So he can test the code directly. He can test the table directly. We can do the data entry and we can see the data what we have entered. Allow. If you say not allowed, we cannot do the data entry. How can you test it? So as of now, we will take it as allowed. More differences between allowed and not allowed we'll see in the coming classes. As of now, we are seeing the basic things. So display maintenance allowed. You have allowed, not allowed with restrictions. With some restrictions I can put. But as of now, allowed, no restrictions. Allow the user to do whatever he wants. Allow the user to do whatever he wants. So two properties we have to see. These are the interview questions. What is delivery class? What is display maintenance? So in screen 2, we have to give these two. Then come to screen 3. Come to screen 3. All the fields you analyzed. So in the master table, you have analyzed these fields. Give those fields here. I want to give employee. I want to have employee ID. I want to have name. I want to have country. I want to have city, country, city, gender, phone number, address, etc., etc., etc. Then data types. Data types. I want this as a number. I want this as a character. 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 I want this as a pure number. I want this as a character. When we say character, all values it will allow. It will allow numbers also as well as it will allow characters also. But if I say number, it won't allow characters. It will only allow numbers. Phone numbers won't have characters. So wherever you want alphanumeric, door numbers, etc. will be numbers. Street names, etc. will be characters. So address I am taking as a character. Character will allow numbers also. How much length? I want my employee ID length 10. I want my name length 50. 50. I want my country length 10. I want my city length 20. Hyderabad, Bangalore. Like this, I can maintain the city names. Gender, one length, male or female, M or F. Phone number, I'm assuming mobile, 10 length. Address, I am putting some 200 length because we have to give multiple lines. So address 200 length. So screen 3. Then save it. Save it. Go to technical settings. Go to technical settings. Technical settings. Data class. Here we have to give APPL0. Why we have to give APPL0? We'll see later. Screen 4. Data class. APPL0. Application layer 0. Create this table in this layer. How much size? Screen 4. Size category. So how many records you want to store in this table? Now if you see this help, you have these sizes up to 1000 records, up to 4000 records, up to 16,000 records. Like this, some sizes are there. As of now, I'm taking less size, 0. That means I want to store some 1000 records here as of now. I don't want to waste the memory, so I'm taking the least one. So I want a table with this much size, 1000 record size. Save it, come back. generate the table. We call it as activation. Generate the table activation. Once you activate, it will throw error. Without a key field, we cannot create a table.
Keep.
In SAP, without a key field, we cannot create a table. Even after explaining like this and showing it like this, I will always create a table without a key field first and show you. One of your senior went to the interview and told, we can create, sir. We can create a table without a key field. So actually he was from a Java background. So he used to create some tables in Oracle, MySQL, etc. So ultimately Oracle, MySQL will allow tables without key fields. But SAP will never allow tables without key field. So what he has learned, so his assumption, I know Java, I have 3 years of experience in Java. I am very good, better than other people. I am very good in programming. That's what his assumption. When we are teaching, he is not learning anything indirectly. So whenever you create a table in SAP, it won't allow you to create a table without a key field. So errors. If you see errors, it will say primary key missing, specify a primary key. So how to specify a primary key? It's a tick mark. It's a tick mark. We have to choose 1 field or 2 field or 3 fields or 4 fields. Now wantedly in the master table, I am giving wrong key field. Actually what we have analyzed, in the master table, EID should be the key field. But wantedly I am giving wrong key field. 1 field extra I am giving. What happens? Activate. My system don't know anything. Whatever you tell, it will do that. So it will activate. So now what I did my key field combination like this. Now we have branches in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad. We have offices in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad. So one Hyderabad HR logged in and creating first employee 1 Srinivas. Now Bangalore employee also logged it at the same time. One more employee, Rajesh, the Bangalore employee. So country India, Bangalore. Country India, Hyderabad. One more HR from Delhi is creating this record. All the records will get saved. So the same employee ID 1 is given to 3 people. Employee ID 1 salary say 1 lakh. Employee 2 salary say 2 lakhs. Employee 3 salary say 3 lakhs. Now I am paying every month salary for employee 1. Employee 1. Which employee? Which salary? Gone. Lot of issues will come. It will allow. It should not allow. Now let's see this. Utilities. Table contents. Create entries. Create entries. Employee 1, Srinivas. India, Hyderabad. Save. Save. So data saved successfully. At the same time, from Bangalore, one person is creating this record. Rajesh, Bangalore. Save. Because they don't know that Hyderabad employee is creating a record. So they have created employee 1 once again. Now, at the same time, Delhi, Mahesh. Save. All the 3 records got saved. Come back. Utilities. Table contents. Display. I have created the entries. Show the entries. Show me. So see here 1. So later after 1 year or 2 years you realize the mistake. By that time damage is done. So if you take only this field as a key field, when you do the data entry for the second, it will throw error. Boss, already 1 exists. So never take 1 field extra as a key field. If you take 1 field extra as a key field, it will create a mess. Now Sir, you said don't take extra field as a key field. I won't take extra field as a key field here, sir. I won't take extra field as a key field here. Then I am doing the first entry, it will allow. Here it won't allow the second entry. It won't allow the second entry, but it should allow. In some tables, it should take multiple values. In some tables, it should take a single value. How it is decided? It is decided based on the key combination. Now, whatever table you create, SD table, MM table, FI table, HR table, whatever may be the table, these are the 4 screens which are involved. To create a table, 4 screens are involved. In those 4 screens, what we should understand, this is property 1, this is property 2, this is property 3, this is property 4. These 4 properties plays a major role while creating a table. So tomorrow we'll see something about these 4 properties. So tomorrow your table is ready. So this is what we have to understand. So now what you have to do is, yesterday I have given you a scenario, student scenario. Do that student scenario applying these fundamentals. So definitely I'm giving you the hint, one table won't come. To store the student details, one table won't come, multiple tables. Now decide whether 2 tables or 3 tables. Tomorrow we'll see that analysis. So that's it from my side for today. So why I'm not covering much of practical, because still you people didn't got the IDs. So yesterday, today, tomorrow, if I practice 3 days practical part, all the 3 days topic you'll practice in one day, it will confuse you. So I just gave introduction. From tomorrow we'll see practical part more detail. So that's it for me for today. Any doubts? Any doubts? Now, whoever have shared their mail IDs, I have forwarded the mail ID. I have forwarded the video of the demo as well as yesterday's class. So that's it for me for today. Catch you tomorrow. Thank you.